Welcome back to Living Local. It is time now here on our Thursday to check in with Movie Mike for what is new in theaters. Mike Schultz, arts editor for the River Cities Reader, is here. Mike, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure. Good to see you again.
Yes. Hope your holidays were good.
Yeah, they were okay.
We made it. Everybody survived
Indeed.
so far here in 2022. So
That's
let's
all I
talk
can
about the ones we had openings we had from, was this, well, the first one here, Licorice
Christmas
Pizza.
Day,
Was that a Christmas opening?
Yeah, it sure was.
Okay, so we had talked about this, I think, in advance, right?
Yeah.
The week before. Interesting movie title name here, but the director, Paul Thomas Anderson, is a big deal, right?
He is a major deal, yes. The weirdly titled movie is called Licorice Pizza, which does sound strange, but it is a film by Paul Thomas Anderson, one of the American masters who's made Boogie Nights and There Will Be Blood and Magnolia and a lot of classics. This one is set in 1973 in Southern California, and it's basically a mostly plotless story about a young kind of has-been child star played by Cooper Hoffman, who is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, and about a woman who's about 10 years older than him, played by Alana Haim from the rock group Haim. And it's basically their adventures as they kind of come of age and kind of get wise in Southern California. It is kind of like watching an entire season of a really great sitcom all in 2 hours and 10 minutes. It doesn't have a lot of plot, but you do have like 10 minutes with, right there, Mr. Bradley Cooper playing John Peters. We have a scene with Sean Penn that's for about 10 minutes where he plays an alcoholic has-been actor. We've got other little, it's just like a whole bunch of little
tiny
tiny
like
plots.
episodic type of.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But a blast, beautifully written, beautifully acted, speedy as all get out. I could not have loved it more. It was wonderful. Really good. Yeah. Check it out.
So, are other another movie that you actually liked too here?
Yeah, weird.
Not that I imply that you don't like a lot of movies.
I don't like
not
a
mean
lot
to
of
say
movies.
that,
That's okay.
But
Yeah.
this one. So the Kurt Warner movie, if you hadn't heard about this, it was coming out. I kind of forgot it was coming out. It did come out. It's called American Underdog.
And
if
it
you
did well,
seen
and
it.
it's good. Absolutely, yes. For those who know, I was one of the people who didn't know because I don't follow football. I'm sorry.
It's
but
been a
yes,
while since
he's
Kurt Warner was.
Indeed, and he's an Iowa, but he's an Iowa legend, and so it's basically your traditional rise to fame sports biography, where Zachary Levi plays Warner from his fifth year as a years of fifth-year college senior to getting into the NFL eventually with the St. Louis Rams. It is kind of predictable, a little formulaic, but it is delivered with so much heart. And the story itself is fascinating because, of course, he got hired by the Packers. He was let go after about a day. He came back. He worked at a Hy-Vee store in Iowa for months. He got into arena football with the Barnstormers. And fascinating story. Really good performances by Zachary Levi and Anna Paquin. Totally worth watching, and it's making some decent bank at the box office, which is kind of nice. So, yeah.
You know, kind of your generic type of
Indeed, but
movie, but done well, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Delivers what it should.
Good. Yeah, you know what you're getting into, and you'll like it.
Indeed,
Okay,
yes.
so our new openings now for this week, one in particular we've talking about here, is called The 355.
Yeah.
Tell us about this.
I'll do my best. Yes, this is a spy thriller. It's kind of like a James Bondy type of adventure in which 5 female spies from all over the globe are gathered together to stop World War III from taking place due to a terrorist organization. This has a crazy good cast. There is Miss Jessica Chastain. We also have Lupita Nyong'o. We have Diane Kruger. We have Penelope Cruz. We have Bin Bing Fang, that's her name.
Yes.
Chinese superstar. And so I'm not sure if I care what it's about, really. It's like it's just a chance to watch those 5 actresses together. Absolutely. And it's early January. Let's bring on something light and fun and have a good time at the Cineplex. So crossing fingers. Yeah, it could be a good time.
And like we said, it's January. It's a new year. So we got to look back on the past year.
Oh,
Mike
yeah, we
made
do.
a list of actually 21 of his favorite movies from 2021.
Yes.
We can't talk about all of those. You'll have to go on the River Cities Reader website to read that.
We're going to
read me. We're going to tackle 10 of them here quickly, though.
Okay.
Now, I don't know which way. Why don't we just pop up? What are the first 3? Are we going from top to bottom?
See.
Okay, we're starting at the top.
Yeah,
Start
we
with The
are.
French Dispatch.
The French Dispatch, yes. Wes Anderson's latest. It's all about kind of a fictional magazine that's taking place, and it is much like Licorice Pizza in that it's a whole bunch of kind of individual vignettes, and it has Timothy Chalamet, and it has Frances McDormand and Bill Murray, of course. My favorite thing of the year, just a blast.
Now, we just mentioned Licorice Pizza, so we'll
Licorice
drop
Pizza?
to number 3. Also from earlier this year, Nomadland.
Part of the reason I did 21 movies this year is because so many of the best ones opened in January, February, March because of 2020. And this is, of course, your Best Picture winner by Best Director Chloe Zhao. Frances McDormand got Best Actress. It's about a woman living out of her van and kind of like going from job to job. It sounds boring. It's not at all. It's thrilling.
Awesome. Now, I remember our number 4 spot here. This was not too long ago, Power of the Dog.
Yeah, it just got released on Netflix about a month ago. It is an old-timey Western with Benedict Cumberbatch as an incredibly cruel cattle rancher, and it also has Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst. It is by Jane Campion, who won an Oscar for the piano. It is a really heartbreaking and really kind of deeply scary old-time Western. It's like an old-time Western with no guns. It's really interesting.
Ooh,
check it out.
That sounds even more
Yeah, it's nasty fun.
In the 5 spot, also from Netflix, right? The Mitchell's Machines.
Yeah, Netflix did good stuff. I didn't even think about that. Wow, you're right. There are a lot of them. I'm not sure what there is to say. This came out in May. It is an action comedy in the vein of The Incredibles. It is unbelievably funny, beautifully animated, has a lot of heart. I've seen it probably 40 or 50 times by now.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
Well,
I didn't know it was that many times.
Well, it's up there.
Okay, all right. And our Marvel entry here, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, I still can't say anything about it, so just go see it. Like the rest of the universe. Yeah,
all right. More recently, also on the what spot are we on now? 7, West Side Story.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg's new adaptation 60 years later of the original. Beautifully done, an improvement on the original, I think, in many, many ways. And it's hanging in there at the Cineplex. Give it a chance. It's worth seeing on a big screen.
Number 8, Encanto.
Encanto, Disney musical. Lin-Manuel Miranda
Always
songs.
need one of those.
Exactly right. It's now on Disney Plus, I believe. It's streaming for free. It was at the theaters. It's a supernatural comedy. Great time for the whole family.
Another one from earlier this year, or last year, right?
Yeah.
The Father.
The Father, Anthony Hopkins, won an Oscar for playing an 80-year-old with dementia. The movie kind of makes you feel like you're losing your mind, too. It's a lot of different realities all going on at once. You, just like Hopkins, aren't quite sure what's happening. Fascinating, heartbreaking.
And rounding out the number 10 spot.
Yeah, a movie even more depressing than The Father, somehow. This is about the world's worst Thanksgiving dinner in downtown Manhattan, but written, it's based on a Tony-winning play, beautifully, beautifully written, a cast of 6, only 6 in a whole hour and a half plus. Wonderful. It's available on Prime Video, I want to say.
Just
it's
Google
streaming
it.
somewhere.
You'll be able to
check
find
it out.
it, you know?
You can find everything basically if you look hard enough.
Just look it up online.
Right.
You'll find which one you have to pay for to
Yeah.
get to it. You know, Mike,
That's
thank
the
you
truth.
as always for
Absolutely,
coming on
you
in.
bet.
Besides the ones from last year, in review from last week, Licorice Pizza and American Underdog, and our new opening this week is the 355. Of course, you can always read Mike's movie reviews inside the latest River Cities Reader on stands everywhere and online at rcreader.com. For more information on today's movies, our website right there is ourquadcities.com.